By the end of this video, you're going to be saying goodbye to these scratch-offs because in this video, I'm going to be giving you the top 6 reasons why you need to stop playing the lottery. Now, just to preface this video, this doesn't mean that I've never bought a scratch-off ticket or never bet in the last year, but it's nowhere near a problem that most people face. The lottery is commonly known as a tax on people who do not understand math, and the media coverage spikes when lottery jackpots get large and people who normally don't buy tickets start buying. This causes the jackpot to go up even higher, and then eventually someone wins and we typically just go on with our lives, but there's always that group of people who continually will keep playing again and again. It's easy to imagine all the boats, cars, mansions, and vacations that you'd be able to have if all these millions of dollars suddenly fell in your lap. On average, when there's not a massive jackpot at stake, more than a fifth of Americans will typically buy lottery tickets in a given week. Reason number 1 why you need to stay away from the lottery is that because most tickets are bought in poor neighborhoods. People in wealthy neighborhoods simply do not buy lottery tickets, and poor people do. A study found that people who make less than $10,000 a year will spend $597 on lottery in the year. That is 6% of their income, and people in the lowest income brackets were found to buy tickets more frequently than people in the upper brackets. Another survey found that 28% of people who make less than $30,000 a year admitted to buying at least one lottery ticket a week, while only 18% of people in the highest income brackets earning more than $75,000 a year admitted to buying multiple tickets a week. So it was found that it wasn't because certain areas didn't have access to convenience and package stores. It was found that the lowest income areas were the ones that were buying tickets. Reason number 2, the lottery targets minorities. Nationwide, it was found that African Americans will spend 5 times the amount on lottery than white people do. These same areas were found to have high unemployment rates and children who are eligible for free or reduced lunch. The lottery was found to specifically advertise in minority communities, and they know that these are the type of people that tend to play their games. Now, it's not news that companies or products will specifically target to people by race, but it just goes to show you that the lottery does not hold back and doesn't care about getting these kinds of people addicted. Even though you may win a decent amount on a ticket, you have to keep getting that sensation over and over again, so they'll just put all the money right back in. Reason number 3, most people don't realize that it's not the Powerball or the massive games that make the difference, but it's the actual smaller games that are the problem. A much more economically diverse population plays the Powerball, especially when the jackpots are high, versus the daily games. These smaller daily games are what was found to actually have a bigger difference on someone's wallet than Powerball or these bigger jackpots. This is because most people get discouraged when they can't win these long shot odds, so they like to play these smaller games that are drawn twice a day, like the pick 3 or the pick 4, that they could play over and over. While these prizes weren't in the tens of millions or hundreds of millions, they were still a few $100s or a few $1,000s, so they were still looked very attractive. On top of that, people will buy the scratch-offs that you could play constantly because in people's minds, the more you play, the more you win. Winning specifically is what gets people to play a lot more. When you're down, you're thinking you have to play more, but when you're ahead, you could just put it all back in. These smaller games have been on the rise as most gamblers need to hit more often. States are starting to rely more and more on the repeat gamblers, which is why Powerball sales aren't as good as these daily games. State lotteries have a business model where 70 to 80% of the revenue is coming from 10% of the people that play. Reason number 4, people in financial trouble think it's the only way to accumulate money. It was found that 1 in 5 Americans believe that playing the lottery is the only way to accumulate a large amount of savings. This is probably a sign of desperation, as more than half of the states during the Great Recession had a growth in lottery sales. Another study shows that 15% of millennials say that their path to retirement and their retirement plan is playing the lottery. Now, it's easy to laugh at, but the authors of that study wrote that the millennials have great real challenges that they say that they're going to face. Millennials feel that they'll have to care for their parents financially and that Social Security will bring them no meaningful income. The study also found that another 28% of millennials believe that they will not be able to retire when they want, and another 28% will never be able to retire. When you think of the lottery as just a way for people to voluntarily throw money in a big pool, and then some of that pool is randomly distributed to a few people, you will not want to play. But people that are desperate and unable to afford even the most basic of needs feel that this tiny bit of probability, if it has a chance of digging them out of that hole, is better than nothing. Reason number 5, your money will almost always go further somewhere else. A survey found that 21% of Americans buy at least one ticket a week. Let's say that ticket was as low as $2. That would be as high as $5.5 billion shelled out annually. That kind of money collectively donated would more than cover the annual budget of the American Red Cross, a humanitarian organization that serves millions of people for more than 2 years. 46% of the people who buy Powerball, scratch-offs, or any other kind of lottery tickets will typically spend between $1 and $5. So in the most basic example, people that spend $2 a week, if they put that in a piggy bank, by the end of the year, they'd have a $104 reward. So while that's not $1 billion, it's enough to cover a nice dinner or pad your savings account. When you have only 29% of Americans having an emergency fund and 23% saying that they have no emergency savings at all, that makes a difference. So let's say that you spend $5 on coffee and $5 on lottery every single morning. It will make a massive difference, especially when invested. And if you want to play around with the calculator and see what you can build your wealth up to and kind of predict your future, I did a whole video showing you how to become a millionaire, only putting away a certain amount of money every day. You can see that video, link will be in the description, as well as one of these two corners if you're on desktop. And finally, reason number 6, if you didn't know already, the odds are against you, way against you. Adding to your piggy bank every week is a lot less exciting than scratching a ticket or having your numbers called, but it's a lot less risky. Getting your money back on a Powerball ticket is the best you can hope for. And even then, that's only a 3% probability, a 1 in 37 chance that you'll be able to do that. And hitting that big prize is of course a lot less likely, as it's 1 in 292 million. Investing in the stock market isn't really gambling, but there's still risk involved. But with that being said, it involves a lot less risk than buying lottery tickets. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's been any progress made, but if you think that you're addicted, you could still reach out and get help. And if you have a problem, you're going to want to think about cutting down. I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Tell me down below if you gamble. Do you think it's a problem? Do you think that you have a problem? Do you know someone that has a problem with gambling? Tell me in the comments below. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post videos just like this every single week for you to enjoy. You can check out the other videos on my channel. And if you'd like to be notified every time I upload a new one, be sure to hit that little notification bell as well, so that way you know that you're the first one in line to see that video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.